Let's play some chess on chess.com. If you want to play along, check out the link in the description to make a free chess.com account. So we'll be playing some rapid games with the time controls of 15 minutes in total, plus 10 seconds for every move as an increment. I used to play chess quite a bit back in the day, and I had a rating of around 1,400. But currently on chess.com, I'm ranked around 1,000. So let's see how well I can do. And let's get this party started. So we're playing against Jared from the United States, and he's doing a King's Pawn opening. Um, I've played many openings in my day, like the Sicilian. Not sure if I should stick to that or try something else. Um, One new opening I've been thinking about a little bit has been the King's Indian. So let's try that one. So then we move to d6. And so our plan is moving our pawn up over here and have fianchettoed our bishop and also having our knight over there. So I think attacking the pawn is not a bad move. Um, so if we move our knight over here and he pushes, we take, knight takes. Um, that's a bit annoying. So that's something we might want to do about. Um, Perhaps why not pin his knight? That's never a bad idea, right? So now he can no longer move the knight, otherwise you take the queen. I will just go back. I'm not looking to break the pin by capturing his piece. Okay, he pushes that. And we still push once again over here. Now that's a bit annoying because of our opening, of course, now no longer works. Perhaps I should have thought about that. Now he develops his bishops, but this pawn here is no longer defended, so I think we can simply take it with our bishop. Are there any negative consequences? I'm not seeing them. Of course, when people play this, like your bishop, they're attacking this, and then they like to play their knight, something like that, or in this case over here. Um, but still, that's still easily remedied by just pushing my pawn over here. So I think we can take. Okay, he's pushing that pawn. Um, Now we could take over here, then the queen recaptures, and then he's threatening mate over here, but that's not a huge issue. Um, I'm just debating if I want to trade or not. Um, so I could bring my bishop back over here, and then my knight can develop over here. So perhaps that's something we should do, because at the same time we're also having a pin here against his rook. So I'll just drop back. Potentially, there's a possibility where he takes over here. I need to retake with the king like this, and then he comes with the knight over here. I go back, and then he develops his queen and has an attack perhaps that way. So he's thinking along the same lines, but what he's currently doing, I can simply take the rook. Um, I think what I'll do is if I push. Um, I guess I'll simply push this pawn here. I don't know, or should I just take his rook? I think it's probably better to take the rook, right? Only thing I'm a bit afraid of is of his queen coming to here, but that's blocked. So, yeah, I'll do that. So now he could take with the bishop or with the knight. Okay, he takes with the knight. So then we need to bring our queen into safety. We got two possible squares, and I think for now this one is definitely better. So let's head over there. Now, Now he could bring his bishop over here, and then we lose our ability to castle. But yeah, his knight is still stuck at that point, so probably he might want to bring his knight back. Um, we could avoid that by pushing this pawn, or by pushing this pawn. I think I like this a bit better though. I think I'll do that for now. Okay. Oh, he's going all out with the attack. So that's a bit annoying because now we can. It's difficult to develop the horse. What I would like to do. So what he's probably. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish with that move, to be honest. Um, I'd like to castle just so my king has a bit more safety. Um, and I'm not sure what that move did, so I'm just gonna get my knight out of the way so I can castle queenside. Okay, so he's bringing his queen into the game. Could potentially be dangerous. Um, let's say I just push this pawn. What can he threaten at that point? Uh, he's going to take over there then. But if I push the pawn, that pawn is defended like that. I should have seen this beforehand, but I think we're not in much trouble. If I push it, he could take over here with his bishop. I have to retake this way. Oh, but that's check. So, yeah, no, I think this is good. So I'll go with this. Okay, curious to see what's coming next because I'm looking forward to castling, having my king into safety. Um, so obviously he's now attacking this pawn over here. Twice, only defended once. Um, a potential move there might be is bringing my knight over here, defending this pawn, attacking the queen, and potentially having a fork over there. So that's tempting. If he pushes the pawn over here, I simply take the queen, so he needs to move his queen somewhere. He could go here, 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 here. None of which are very threatening. So I'll think that's what I'll do. So he probably wants to keep defending this pawn here, so I suspect he's moving to one of those two squares. Yeah, as expected indeed. Oh, that's a bad move because now I got this fork over here. Winning the queen, if I'm correct. So that's a bit of a bummer for him. So let's do that. So yeah, that's basically this game won, as he lost his queen. Um, I suppose we're still castling here. Just to have a little bit of safety. Let's see how we can snatch up this knight. So if we go like if we go like this over here with our queen, I think that's us winning the knight. Oh, and how we're even winning more if I go like this. I think he could block by putting his knight over there, I see. Or perhaps better is doing it with the bishop. Yeah, I think that's a better move. That way we're also bringing our bishop back in the game. Let's do that. I'm not super afraid of his pawn pushing at the moment. I think he has some other priorities to worry about first. Let's first see if he sees that I'm attacking his rook. Okay, yeah, he saw that. That's good. I think we simply take the knight over here and then we trade. Um, Perhaps another possibility is bringing our queen over here, attacking this twice, and I don't really see a possibility for him to defend it. Of course, no, he could bring that back and defend it twice that way. So yeah, that's not super useful. Um, Anything else? Perhaps we should consider bringing our rook over here and to attack the pawn over there. That seems quite powerful. Um, right now we have the pin on the knight, so we're not really under any pressure to take it. We can take it whenever we want. So I think bringing our rook to the open file is not that bad. We should also consider, of course, developing our knight perhaps over here. Oh no, what a blunder. I didn't spot that. Yeah, sneaky, sneaky of him. Um, but let me see. So if I take the pawn here, the king has to move. Is the king moved to any of these squares, I have to once again readjust. Um, I'm thinking, should I take the horse now, the knight, or should I first take the pawn? I think taking the horse and the knight now is probably the best move, just simplifying the situation a bit. And then taking the pawn over here. So we're upper queen, but our queen is not doing that much at the moment. Yeah, that was a total mistake of me not seeing that attack. And that's definitely something I should have paid attention to. I still got plenty of time. So now he's attacking this twice. So we could either opt to defend it. So if you defend it like this, then we open up the line to take that pawn. So that's something he needs to do about then. But if I push the pawn, the bishop is going to take my knight. So that's not great either. So probably better to push this pawn. Because I don't see a good way to defend this pawn a second time. Now, pushing this pawn over here makes this pawn a bit backwards, but yeah, I think that's just the way it is. You could also launch a new threat, for example, having our queen go over here, meaning he has to retreat his bishop to one of these squares, and then we haven't really accomplished much then because the pawn is defended by the bishop. I guess we'll just do this. Right. So my opponent still has 15 minutes on the clock. He has been taking his time. He hasn't been using it very much throughout the match. Perhaps he should have used it a bit more to prevent the queen capture. Um, so I think at this moment in time, it's definitely time to bring our knight into the game. I don't see any immediate threats of my opponent, so I think that's what I'll do. So where would I, in an ideal world, see my knight? So I have two options to go to, over here or over here. This is actually quite nice here on f5 because it's a really nice outpost, which will be very tough for my opponent to get rid of my knight, and it's quite central. So definitely cannot move it over here anymore. So he pushed a pawn, but I think I can just take it. Of course, then his knight can take my pawn, which is not that great. Mm, Not sure what the best continuation is over here. Um, one one thing I could do is move my rook over here, attacking the pawn, and then if he wants to defend it, he either has to push it up, so then I go along, and then he either pushes it up again, or he goes with his rook over there. Or he could also, once it's pushed over here, he could also bring his bishop back. No, I'm a bit confused. No, that's not true. No, I think that's a good idea because then his rook is on A1 and on H1, I mean, so it's quite isolated there, and then I can snatch up this pawn over here. Um, so that's a strategy worth trying, I guess. So as far as I can see, um, now he has to defend the pawn if he wants to keep it. Now, of course, he could also, let's say, pushes here. Is that a problem? Not really, I just take. Now his bishop is also attacking my horse. That's something to pay attention to. Oh, interesting move. He's brings his king back. What could the purpose of that be? Um, Not quite sure, but I guess it's a free pawn. Oh, probably because he wants to push this pawn. So then if we take, he has to retake with the bishop because the pawn is pinned. And it's actually double attacked the pawn by our queen and our rook. So that's actually quite bad for him. So I don't think, I hope he will do that because it's quite bad for him. So I'll just take the pawn here. Let's see if he pushes his c pawn. And then we can just take it. And we have a nice attack on his king then. Yeah, so he does exactly that as expected. So if we take, he cannot retake this way because the king is pinned. So he needs to retake with the bishop. Oh no, he retakes, of course, takes back with the bishop and then also defends the pawn here. Um, ah, I didn't see that. Okay. um, but am I thinking perhaps I should still do that because I don't see a reason why. Oh, I see. The main reason why is because he then regains his double attack here on this pawn. But I guess at that point in time, I can perhaps try and shove it. Um, so if I let him take, I can take with the knight, and my knight actually has a nice outpost. So perhaps we should consider letting him take. Hmm. Interesting. I don't really have a plan at the moment. I could simply move my rook and try and capture this pawn, but that's not the best of plans I've come up with. Um, like my queen should really try to get a bit more involved. So let's say he just pushes the pawn. Is that an issue for me? Not really, because then I can take there. Also, if he takes and takes, I have this attack on the spawn. I don't see anything. I'm just curious what he's going to do. I don't see any immediate threats he's having, but I feel like I don't have the initiative here at the moment. It's not really okay. He takes as expected, so I think in this case, taking with the knight is probably best. If I take with the pawn, he has double attack on my knight, so we don't want that. If I take with the queen, he takes it. So yeah, I definitely need to take with the knight here. So I wonder if he will recapture with his bishop. I hope so. It would simplify the position quite a bit for me. But at the moment, my knight also has a nice outpost. Of course, right now I can't take the pawn because otherwise he will snatch my pawn. And this pawn is actually quite powerful at the moment because it's giving my knight a nice outpost. At the same time, I'm threatening to take that pawn over there. So perhaps he's moving his rook over there. I feel like I should have been able to win this game quite a bit faster, considering I am a queen up. Are there any tricks to do with my horse? So whenever the rook and the knight's positioned like this, it means that I could have a double attack from this position. So how could I get my knight over there? Actually quite hard. So I'd have to do something like this. Check, 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 check. That's quite a lot of steps. Is that the most efficient way of doing that? I think so. Yeah, 15 minutes with 10 second increment for each move is quite a lot. I might consider doing just 10 minutes for my rapid games. But the downside of 10 minutes is that I really like to have an increment. With an increment, you never can get flagged, and that's quite annoying. So the guy is taking quite a long while for his move here. So I hope he's not like stalling. He's really thinking about what the next move will be. Oh, there he goes. Okay, what I expected. So he goes there to defend his pawn. And that's unfortunate because that's like the main idea I had. Now, the thing that remains is if I can get my knight to that position here, I still can have a double attack. But yeah, it only takes 4 moves to get there apparently, so that's not the best idea. Mm, I can still take the pawn here, but then my pawn is lost. So I don't like that idea. Perhaps I should move my knight over here to have a triple attack on this pawn over here. Um, what are the consequences of doing that? I don't see that many. The main downside is that this pawn is getting attacked twice, so then he can take it, perhaps with his bishop. Oh, and that's a pin. Losing my queen. I definitely don't want to have that happening. Um, so no, that's not going to happen. Um, hmm. I really need to be looking to trade pieces. I really have no idea how to continue here. Let's just try something, I guess. We have to move, push that pawn. Oh, no, it's not true. If I have my knight over here, it also protects this pawn. Um, so it's still defended twice. So if he takes, I can take back. Okay, so let's do that anyway then. I think this is okay. I don't know though. I think this is okay because he could, for example, move his rook over here, attacking my knight, but then I can simply take over here with the queen. I think this is okay. I don't have much time left on the clock, so I'll have to start playing a little bit faster. Hopefully I don't do any blunders then. So what are his options? So he could decide to take this, but that's gonna be a loss for him. So he needs to find a way to defend this. So probably bringing his bishop one of these two positions, but that's not gonna help him that much. Um, because let's say he brings his bishop over here. I take this, then he probably is going to take this pawn over here. But I have, yeah, discovered check taking the rook. So yeah, no, that's going to end badly for him. So he goes over there. Um, yeah, I think I take with this, right? There's nothing really he can do about that. Um, let's say he takes then with the rook over here. I have a discovered check. Um, like going over here and then trading the bishop. I think this is fine, right? So I have to play a bit faster. I think it's fine. So let's do it. So hopefully he thinks, oh, I snatch a pawn, I got a skewer. I win the queen. No, my boy, you're not. Also, if I remove the knight, my rook is also attacking that bishop. So what are his options? He could take the knight like this, but then I just come in like that, and that should be leading to checkmate, I think, in the very least. I'm definitely winning that bishop if he does that. Um, his other options are taking here, but so then I have a discovered check taking the rook, so that's not good. He could take with the rook, and then I go with my knight over here and take the bishop. Oh no, that's not true. If I go with my, so if he takes with the rook, I go with my knight over here. He can still move his bishop over here, um, which I can still take. Okay, so he thought, well, we're doing the skewer. So I'm gonna take your knight. Actually, that loses my queen. Wow. Um, I have not been paying much attention. I miscalculated that quite a bit, but I guess it's still all right. I think in the end it kind of worked out. So I think we traded a queen for a rook and two pieces, right? So that's fine. So he's trying to take that. Just going to put my pieces on white squares, I guess. Can have that. Let's take the pawn. Oh, actually, I should have done that. Playing too fast here. Nice. He didn't see it. Okay. I'll already pre-move this. There we go. Actually, we'll take the pawn. I think the easiest way is probably to go and make a queen, but he resigns. Okay. Okay, nice. So we won. We got one blunder, which was probably in the end there. He did some mistakes, but overall, we had a decent first game. I gained 146 elo points, so that's probably still because my points are not yet set in stone. So yeah, let's see where we end up after I have a feeling this is like a qualifiers games. So I'm definitely curious where I'll be ending up. Be sure to try chess.com yourself. Use the link down below in the description to make a free account. And let me know in the comments what you thought about the game. See you next time.